I am a cornerback, or cornerback 3, slot guy in Atlanta, which is the only place anybody should want to be. And I chose cornerback because when I was coming out of the SFLm, I was a tight end. And, once we got to the third round, we had the opportunity to change position. The team reached out to Atlanta and said, "Hey guys, I'm available. I've got a cornerback if you need one." We hopped right on it. So, awesome. My real name is Marc Hurwitz, and my player's name is Darian. Syracuse, New York. I think like a lot of people, I was flipping through channels one day and I'm like, why in the world are they showing a football game from 1987? Or, it seems like that, from, so long ago. And I started listening and, paid attention. And I was like, oh, this actually seems pretty neat. There was obviously a lot of effort put into it, for the presentation and all that, which was really great. So we're doing the SFL in season 14 towards the end. I'm the last non-contract player that existed in the SFL. I signed with Andy over in Vancouver. Met a lot of great guys, and the locker room there convinced me, that I was, wanted to take it further and be in the league, with a real player. I'm very happy that I joined. So season 15 was my first. When I was young, I played baseball, football, and lacrosse. Lacrosse is a huge thing in Syracuse. If you want to know anything about it, look up Syracuse lacrosse, and you will see that we are the masters of Memorial Day. We used to win national championships on this trip. So I did a lot of that, when I was younger, and I was actually a cornerback when I did play in high school. Thankfully, people weren't as big back then as they are now. I'm only 5'5", so a 5'5" corner nowadays is not going to be done, except me. And as far as video games, yeah, I do. Not a ton anymore. I used to really be into, EA, NHL. I'm a huge hockey fan. But, everything seems to be just roster updates and, silly, they never update the stuff that I'm interested in, right? So really, I'm interested in the franchise modes, being the GM and all that. I love that stuff. And they're just awful, I just don't find them very fun, and nothing has really changed material. And that's kind of disappointing. I do like to play shooters as well. I am a former Marine, so, shooting stuff, blowing stuff up, big fan of. Actually, right now, I just finished Marvel's Avengers. That wasn't too bad. That was pretty cool. A little different. It's just kind of, mashing buttons and beating stuff up. But, that was kind of neat. I just started Quantum Break, an older game, but heard it was pretty cool. So, I usually play one game at a time and finish it out and go to the next one. Do I have any hobbies? Well, yeah, I work out 4 times a week. I go to a gym called Orange Theory. It's it's rowing, treadmill, and floor exercises. The cool thing about it is you're there for an hour, and they tell you what to do. I don't have to think. I don't have to come up with my own exercises. They say do this for this long, and I just do it. Perfect. It's less decisions I have to make there. So I'm very happy about that. My hobbies, again, playing games. I really enjoy that. I'm a huge hockey fan. Thankfully, the Buffalo Sabres fired their head coach today, which could not have made St. Patrick's Day any better for me. God, that guy was awful. I'm really big into the analytics of hockey, and trying to learn all of that. Not just, the stuff that everybody knows, but really the detailed stuff. My dream job is actually to be the general manager of an NHL. I would love to do that, or at least I think I would. Getting the actual job, I think it's probably harder than I would expect, but I think it would be kind of. As far as my job now, as you can see, I'm full in a suit and tie, and I wear this every day. I am the director of a project management office for an Indian nation located in upstate New York, where we have, a number of casinos, hotels, convenience stores, and I oversee all the projects that occur in our environment. You know what? It was kind of interesting when I joined. I was like, I really don't want to go to the mines. This kind of stinks. I want to, and I got to tell you, it was a lot of fun. It really was. And obviously, we're talking about fun watching, somebody else, play a video game, right? So, I mean, I'm not like a Twitch guy who watches other people play video games. That's not my thing. But the SFLm was really a good time. Dynasty was on my team. He was our quarterback, which was cool. And I was the tight end. So I caught a couple TDs from Dynasty. So that was kind of cool. The process was great. Again, when the draft started, I talked to a couple of teams, and so for anybody who actually does listen to this, a lot of your draft position, it has to do with your actual position you play and all of that. But a lot of it is who you are as a person, how well you're going to get along with people in the locker room, all of that, right? I mean, we've seen, some kickers go, in the first round. I mean, granted, kicker is important, but, some guys are just really cool. Benji Matson, was a tight end, and, he went, I think, number 3 overall or something like that. Why? Because he's a great contributor to the league. I mean, he didn't have the top tight end, stats wise or anything, but he was a big contributor. So anyways, like I said, I had to change my position, right? From tight end, which I'll be honest was a little disappointing. And I was talking, like I said, to a couple of teams, and I had 2 teams talking to me about maybe drafting me in the first round. So the way that happened was I actually had the lowest rated tight end, from a pay standpoint. If everybody knows what I mean, my salary cap hit was awfully low. But I was the new director of compliance, so people knew that they had somebody on their team, that was going to stay, and I wasn't there just for a year. I was going to bounce out of the league real quickly. And those things ended up falling through. So like I said, when the 3rd round, started up, I started looking at everybody's roster, and I hit the guys and I said, all right, listen, Marcus, you need some help, man. I'm a cornerback, free safety, whatever you need. I don't care. You guys just won the championship. I'm in. And he said, yeah, love to have you. And that's what, that's how I got to where I am. So couldn't be happier. I'm glad I reached out to them. I almost didn't, because they were the champs and figured, they don't want anything to do with me. But, it was ended up for the best. For a rookie entering the SFL, get engaged, right? Be engaged in the league, participate in, the league chat, get to understand, what the league is about, right? Rookies, really have, great opportunities, within the league. You can see that we expanded quite a bit, in the last couple of years. And it's just, I know that, Cam wants to grow the league, once we get some things automated, which absolutely makes sense. But bide your time, don't get upset, oh, I didn't get selected in the first round. Honestly, that stuff doesn't matter. Once you start playing, on the pro teams, it doesn't matter. And quite frankly, being in the SFLm, it's the same. It's really the same. You just don't show up on TV, okay? I mean, you get to participate. And a lot of what this league is the engagement between individuals that would have never met, right? It's an online community where you get to meet folks who you would never ever talk to. And I think that's really the big benefit of the SFL, is just bringing people together. The other thing I would tell rookies is behave yourself in chat. I am the police. I am RoboCop. I will hammer you if you do not behave properly. So when you see that stuff happening, don't participate, please. It doesn't help. All jokes aside, it doesn't help the league. It doesn't help you, especially if you're a rookie and you participate in stuff like that. I guarantee you, your stock will drop. We actually had a couple guys who were not drafted. They had great years in the SFLm. Their players were top notch. They didn't even get drafted because of some of the things that they did in chat. You know, my final words, just overall, is, you know, I am thrilled to be where I am in Atlanta. I don't think I could have found a better situation. The organization is really fantastic. Just, you know, the game plans, all that other stuff, that's fine, whatever. You know, we get online during games, and everybody's there for the most part. You know, you got the whole team there. You don't have, you know, maybe one or two guys. It's really all of us, you know, and, you know, the team stays together. It's a lot of fun. You know, as you can tell by, you know, Swole doing this, right, you know, that we want to get to know each other a little bit better, you know, and I think that's a really great thing that you're doing, you know, and honestly, it expands the Swarm brand. Now, if I could just get some hair like Dynasty, you know, I'd be all right, but I don't see that happening. So I guess I'm just gonna have to figure out something other than a hair flip.